obviously, a huge part of healthy living, you guys know from following me, is exercise. And I truly believe in learning from all different perspectives. And I was lucky enough, way back in the day, I won't tell you how long ago or how old I was, when I got to co-teach Nike training classes with the biggest badass in the world, and I call you coach or co-teach, but Mr. Bryan Jackson. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because you do so much, I don't think I could actually remember how to summarize it.
I am a Nike Master Trainer. I am a Jordan Brand Master Trainer. I am the co-director of performance at the United Center, and I am the owner of a performance training company called BTA Performance.
So yeah, not just one job, but same field, a lot of different jobs. And by the way, if you don't know that, the United Center, the facilities, I am amazed by the equipment, the looks of the facilities, the dynamic ability, all the different things you get to do. And I think that's so great, but working with athletes, obviously, they have that at their fingertips.
Right.
But today, I brought you to my house, and I want you to help translate what you do into what would be good for people like me who work out at home, because we don't have a lot of time, but also how to do that. So if I remember from your co-teach days, one, he is seriously the biggest motivator. Like that voice yelling at you in class, he may seem quiet now, but let me tell you, he's a slave driver. But you had said something, we talked off camera about the word responsive and responsiveness. So if you can explain what that means in the way you train, that'd be awesome.
In the training process, responsiveness is very important to me because that's how we gauge, our approach to training. For me, the client is the most important and the most intricate part of the process. Regardless of my experience, regardless of my expertise, I think it's a unique process every time you engage a client. So it's more about what they need, what their needs are, what their adaptations are that they're searching for, and also, what matters to them. What will improve the quality of life for the individual that I'm working with? It's not, like a cookie cutter process. It's more about, that unique experience. And that's what I pride myself in, with when I'm working with clients. And that's, kind of like my trademark.
Which you have to be. I mean, fitness should be personalized, in my opinion. I do think that my question would be if you were going to say, because you can kind of generalize equipment. So let's say I needed to have a budget-friendly, space-friendly, few pieces of equipment that will get me through enough workouts at home. What would be the top few things you would recommend people have?
With what I do, everything is functional. It's about functionality. I don't have a bodybuilder's approach to training, so everything is about being able to move well, improve the quality of movement in the athletes or the individuals that I work with. So the most vital piece of equipment that I would recommend for anyone that's trying to, find a very economical approach to fitness would be resistance bands. You can buy super bands. Those are the very long and thick bands, and the mini bands, which usually are used around both legs, the ankles, above the knees. Some people use them around their wrist. But those are tools that can be used in a variety of ways, and that can improve strength and in a very safe manner. So if you're not very versed in how to do strength training, it's a very foolproof way to improve your strength. And at the same time, you can do things that will improve speed or explosiveness. And that would be my go-to. Other things that are dynamic and functional would be things like a medicine ball. You can use that in a variety of ways. You can work on power, you can work on explosiveness, you can work on deceleration. You can improve your core. It's a lot of things that you can do, and hopefully I'll have the opportunity to show you some of those things.
You will. And even your language is intense. I like it. Okay, so obviously, one of the things that I notice about you, and again, your social media makes me live vicariously through you because I don't travel as much anymore, but you travel a lot too. One of the things about resistance bands I like is you can pack those things and do a hotel workout too.
Exactly.
So that's like just amazing in and of itself. Okay, so the whole body experience. A lot of my clients tell me when I'm trying to hook them up with a trainer or a fitness expert, time is a big, big thing. They don't have the essence of time. They don't have a lot of time. So if you had to give people like, okay, you can do this for 30 minutes, or you were even just saying when you have a long day and you don't get your workout in first thing in the morning, at the end of the day, maybe you do some stuff behind your couch. What would be the minimum amount of time you think people should spend to actually see results?
An effective workout can happen in as little as 20 minutes, but it's all based off of the efficiency of your workout. So if you plan ahead and have a good approach to what you're trying to accomplish in that 20-minute time frame or more, you can have a very effective workout. When I work with athletes, the work part of what we do usually lasts for about 45 minutes. The session overall usually is about 90 minutes to 2 hours sometimes, but that includes the movement preparation process and the regeneration process. So if you think, stretching, mobility work, activation, all of the things that we need to do in order to work and move efficiently throughout the workout, that's what we do on the front end. And then on the back end, we have the recovery piece where we're, kind of fine tuning the muscles and kind of bringing everything down so that we speed up the recovery process to make sure our athletes can operate at a very high level.
So part of this educational television show, Living with Ashley, is to always have a takeaway. So I want people to sweat, and I want them to know how to do it right. So if you can do 5 whole body responsive moves, that'll give us a 20 to 30 minute workout to do at home. Can we do that now?
I'll be glad to.
Awesome. I'm gonna say woo again. Sorry, Chef Grady.
Woo sauce. All right, so here we are going to combine a hinge movement with a pull. All right, so a hinge and an upper body pull. And we are going to slowly hinge at the hip. All right, so the key components here are having soft knees as you lower the shoulders towards the ground, and you want your shoulders somewhat even with your hips. And once you get to the bottom of that RDL, we are going to pull the band upright into a row. Then we elongate the arms and come upright. All right, so if you're doing this fast, first thing is soft knees, then push your hips back as if you're trying to open a door and you're carrying some groceries. Then we're gonna roll those groceries upright and stand in a tall position. Every time you come upright, we want to squeeze those glutes. All right, so the next thing is a total body movement, which I like to classify more as a conditioning move. So if you're just trying to get a combination of movements that challenge both the upper body and the lower body, this is it. And we also throw a little bit of core in there. And depending on how many repetitions you do, you can feel the metabolic effect of these movements. So the first thing that we're gonna do is drop down into a deep squat. Once we get to the bottom of that squat, we plant the hands on the ground, and then we're gonna step 1 foot back at a time into a plank position. From there, we're going to do a push-up. Yep, come up right. Then we're going to do a mountain climber. So bring one knee in towards the chest and then alternate. And then go back into that high plank. High plank, yep. And then we're going to step forward with one leg, step forward with the other leg, stand upright, and bring it back down. All right. So level 2 of this. So if you think that that might be too simple for you, level 2 would be a more dynamic version of this. All right, so we're going back to that deep squat. Plant the hands down, then we're going to jump both feet back at the same time into that high plank, drop down into a push-up, come up right, then we're going to do our mountain climbers. Mountain climber, mountain climber, then both feet back, jump forward, then we're going to jump up into the air, woo, and prepare for our next repetition. All right, so the next thing that we have is pretty intricate. So I feel like, one, if you have a kettlebell or any tool that you can hold in one hand that is loaded, this would be a great tool that will not only challenge you from a metabolic standpoint, but also a total body blast. It's pretty challenging. All right, so first thing we're gonna have Chef Grady do is lay back onto his back. All right, so if we're gonna start with the kettlebell in the right hand, we want to go ahead and plant the left foot onto the ground and bend the knee. There we go. All right, so the left arm will be extended out to your side. From there, he's going to press the kettlebell up and above his shoulder. As he does that, he's simultaneously bringing that left arm in to prop himself up on his left forearm. So from that point, he's going to extend that left arm up now. There we go, and thrust his hips up. So drive through that left leg. There we go. So from that point, I'm going to have him return his hips down to the ground. And he's going to slide that left arm back out. and return to the ground. All right, so Chef Grady is going to demonstrate the half Turkish get-up. All right, so first thing we want to do is rotate the body towards the kettlebell in order to pick it up. All right, so we're bringing it into the chest, then we're going to rotate back down to the ground in that lying position. Next thing I want is to press the kettlebell up and above his shoulder. Make sure hand is right above the shoulder. Next step is to bend the right knee and plant the right foot on the ground. So we want to have a little bit of space, almost like a V in between both legs, all right, 45 degrees. All right, so next we're going to have him try to sit upright and prop himself up off of his left arm. All right, from there he's going to thrust off of the left arm and fully extend the hips. Now he's going to tuck his left foot in and under his body, planting himself on that knee. From there, push off of that left hand to come to an upright position. And then we're going to return back to the ground, plant that left hand down, kick that left leg through with full hip extension, return the hips down to the ground, and slowly return to that lying position. That is a half Turkish get-up. So rotate the body towards the kettlebell, bring it tight into the chest. Go ahead and return to that lying position, left arm extended out. Press the kettlebell above the shoulder. There we go. We're going to bend that right knee, right foot on the ground. All right, so go ahead and sit up, prop yourself up on that left forearm, push off of that hand and thrust the hips up. Bring that left foot underneath your body and plant that knee right underneath the hip. There we go. All right, so now we're going to press off of that hand to bring your upper body upright. Make sure that kettlebell is right above the head. Now from there, we're going to step off of the right leg and push off of that left leg into a standing position. We're going to go back to that kneeling position you were just in and plant the hand. Kick that leg back out in front of the body and return to the ground. So next thing that we're going to have Ashley demonstrate is a low to high medicine ball chop. All right, so from low to high, we're going to have that medicine ball start right outside that right hip, and she's going to be in a quarter squat position. We're going to rip that medicine ball up and over the opposite shoulder, and we're going to get a lot of tension. Squeeze your core in order to decelerate the ball and not throw it into a wall. All right, so we're going to get about 6 to 10 reps of that in. All right, the things that we are targeting here are the internal and external obliques, all right? Obviously the core, all right? And you're getting a squat motion in. So think about those knee dominant movements, working quads and glutes here. As you're pulling that ball up and above the head, you're engaging your latissimus dorsi, so think about back. And for a few of these, go ahead and pivot that right foot into that movement. So pivot it into it. Bam, there we go. All right, so next thing we're going to demonstrate is the Russian twist with a medicine ball. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book, but one of the most effective. All right, so with the Russian twist, we're going to start with that ball secured in front of our chest. Next thing we want to do is decline at the upper torso. All right, so we're going to start with Ashley demonstrating level 1 and Grady will be demonstrating level 2. So for the Russian twist, we're going to rotate our upper torso, keeping the lower body planted and secured into the ground. So we want to minimize movement in the lower body. All right, so we're going to rotate and lower the ball towards the ground without actually resting the ball on the ground. And then we're going to bring it back to center and rotate the other way. All right, so this can be done for as little as 6 reps and up to 15 to 20 reps on each side. Again, Grady is demonstrating level 2 with the feet elevated, which challenges stability in the core. Ashley is demonstrating level 1. Finally, we are going to introduce to you guys the world's greatest stretch. There is a way more technical term for that, but let's just keep it short and sweet. World's greatest stretch. We start by stepping back into a reverse lunge. Both hands are planted in the ground inside that front leg. So we're going to take the left elbow and lower it towards the left ankle. All right, so we get internal thoracic rotation. From there, we're going to push through that right hand and open up towards that front leg into external thoracic rotation. Then we're going to plant that left hand down outside that front foot. Then we're going to push through that front leg, elevating the toes to get a good calf and hamstring stretch. Then we're going to drop back down into that lunge and step forward. Stand upright and step back with the other leg. Both hands inside that front leg, drop the right elbow towards the right ankle. Internal rotation. Now we're going to rotate away from the body. Nice and high. Eyes follow your hands. Plant that hand outside the front leg. Push through that front leg. Calf and hamstring stretch. Drop back down to that lunge position and step through and stand upright.